Collector Archive Services is pleased to present Collecting 101, where collectors and experts in the hobby share their knowledge and expertise about the collectibles we love. Visit our website at collectorarchive.com for grading and preserving of your collectible toys, video games, and sports memorabilia.
Hi, I'm Ken from Collector Archive Services and the admin for the Vintage Kenner Indiana Jones Collector page on Facebook. Today I'm going to be talking about the Kenner Indiana Jones cardbacks and variations. The Kenner Indiana Jones figures were based on the characters from the Indiana Jones Raiders of the Lost Ark movie, which came out in 1981, but the line was called The Adventures of Indiana Jones in Raiders of the Lost Ark. The figures hit the shelves in 1982 and they retail for approximately $2.19. This is a fun line to collect with only 9 figures, 11 if you count the 2 playset pack-ins. 4 playsets, 1 horse, and Indiana Jones 12-inch figure. The figures came packed in boxes of 24, 48, as well as the shipper boxes you can see here. The initial run of figures released had 4 figures. Indiana Jones, who has the arm action instructions on the back of his card. Marion Ravenwood, the Cairo Swordsman, and Tote. These 3 all have the same card back except for the proofs of purchase, which are labeled with their names. These figures are known as the 4-backs because all 4 figures in this release were pictured on the back. The 4-backs had the mail-in for the ceremonial Belloc offer on the front. With 3 proofs of purchase, you can mail away for a Belloc that would arrive in a white mailer. Inside the mailer was a bagged ceremonial Belloc. The second series of figures released were known as the 9-backs, for the 9 figures pictured on the back. Indiana Jones, who still has the arm action instructions, and Marion Ravenwood, who were available on 9-backs. Cairo Swordsman, and Tote, who were pictured but not available on 9-backs. There'll be more to follow on that. The new figures released on 9-backs included Indiana Jones German uniform, who has the instructions for his arm action, the German mechanic with instructions for his arm action, Sala and Belloc with his white costume, Belloc in his ceremonial costume, who is also not available carded. I'll follow up on that as well. The Belloc mail-away was discontinued for the second series release, so there is no offer on the front or the back of the cards. The Marion, Belloc, and Sala all have the same card backs except for the different names of the proofs of purchase. Even though all 9 figures were pictured, not all 9 were available on the 9-back cards. All of the new figures were released, as well as the Indiana Jones and Marion. The Cairo Swordsman, Tote, and Belloc Ceremonial were not released carded on 9-backs. The Indy and Marion are more rare and expensive because fewer were packed in the second wave cases. So Indy and Marion are the only 2 available as regular releases on both 4-backs and 9-backs. Belloc Ceremonial robes, Tote, and Cairo Swordsman were not officially released in stores on 9-backs. Only sales samples of these exist. They number around 5 known for each and they demand a premium. The Cairo Swordsman 9-back sample added a tray to hold the figure in the bubble. The Tote is the same as his 4-back release but on a 9-back card without the Belloc offer on the front. The Toll Toys Australian releases of the figures had a white sticker over the mail-in Belloc offer saying offer not available in Australia on the front and on the back of the card. Other than that, they are identical to the US releases. The common known variant is found on the 9-back Indiana Jones. The factory placed a clear piece of tape on the right side of the bubble. The reason for this is unknown, but it did come from the factory that way, and many of the 9-back Indiana Jones have it. It is a recognized variant by Collector Archive Services and we will grade it. Some of the cardback variants you will see are the stickers over the proofs of purchase, mainly on the Tote figure. His initial release had a reverse proof of purchase, so they added a sticker to fix it. Because of this, there are 3 versions: the reverse version, the sticker corrected version, and eventually the printed correction version. Of these, the initial release and the sticker version are harder to find. There is also a Cairo Swordsman that had a Marion proof of purchase, so they covered it with the corrected Cairo Swordsman sticker, so these 2 variations also exist. There are only a few figure variations: Marion painted chest and Marion with a molded chest. They were available molded on 4 and 9 backs, and painted only on the 9 backs from what I have seen. The factory code is depicted by a letter next to the proof of purchase: M equals macaw, U for Unitoy, HN for Smiley, HT for Unitoy, HV and HW for Cater. The sales sample had the letter E. There are 2 number codes on the front of the cards. The code under the figure is an assortment code. Assortment codes are factory independent and usually refer to the version of the card back, while the other number on the top is the SKU code. The SKU code is a cataloging number. The SKU number should be the same for the figure type, so Indy should have the same SKU number regardless of the card back. The Arabian horse that Indy rides in the truck scene was also available on a 9-back card. It shows the running action for the horse. It was cased separately from the basic figures. Some prototype proof sheets and cards exist as well as some of the chromolins and even some product development samples. Here are some of the initial approval pre-production figures. These are all very rare, and some are one of a kind. Fun fact number 1. The 12-inch Indy used the Han Solo Star Wars 12-inch head sculpt. Only the eye color was different: brown for Han and blue for Indy. Fun fact number 2. Kenner produced the Butch and Sundance figures in 1979 and used these figures and horse designs to base their Indy figures off of. Fun fact number 3. Marion included a round, clear plastic stand. It's tucked into her dress from the bottom. Loose examples are often missed in the stand, so if you buy a loose one, make sure it's complete. She could not stand on her own without a stand. Fun fact number 4. The other 2 figures in the line were Monkey Man, who was packed in the Streets of Cairo playset, and the other was Indy in his white robes. It was packed with the Map Room playset. These came sealed in clear Kenner baggies. While the line was short-lived, it's a great line to collect. Indy and Marion were popular and tough to find, while Tote and the Cairo Swordsman were everywhere. This may have led to the line's demise. Well, this wraps up the carded video. If I missed anything, please let me know in the comments, and please check out the Vintage Kenner Indiana Jones Collectors page on Facebook. Please hit the subscribe and like button so you can see other amazing collectible videos by the team here at Collector Archive Services. I'll see you back here for the next video, while I will discuss the playsets and other indie items from the line.